Hello, welcome to Raja Reads. I'm Masood Raja, and in this brief video I would like to introduce you to my books. These are the books that are in my office. Most of these books I have read and I use in my classes. So I'm going to take some shots of the books and then share my thoughts as I'm showing you the books. I hope you enjoy this experience and this visit to my office, and as always, I'm grateful for your time. So these are some of the books in my office. This is my fiction shelf. I mean, not just one shelf. They go from wall to wall, and mostly my fiction is on this side of my office. If you look closely, I have traditional American British fiction, but most of the texts are also from different parts of the world, because that is my area of specialization, which we call post-colonialism. And so you will see authors from so many different parts of the world included in this part of my office and in this shelf. Now this shelf has most of my scholarly books, and you can see they're in different languages, and it also houses mostly also sometimes the books that I'm reading and using for any of my research projects. So kind of a contemporary bookshelf of books that I use as a reference, as well as books that I'm using to write a book. So on this side there's this tall shelf, and you see those blue books. Those are records from Britain about the last 7 years of English rule in India, and I'll be using those for my next book project. Below them, if you see, these are some of the Urdu books that I also use, and of course I read them, from some of the great Urdu poets and writers. To the left, up there, these volumes that you see, this is one of the greatest epics in Urdu called Talisam Hoshruba. Maybe someday I'll talk about it. It's not available in translation except for one, I think, part that Musharraf Ali Farooqi did. Then is my feminist shelf. Pretty much a lot of books about feminism and Marxism, so you can now tell what my politics is. But these are some of the books that I consult every now and then, and of course I've read most of them. So this is kind of my Marxism and feminism shelf. So on this side of the office I have my largest shelf. At the top you see those ornate books. Those are the Hadith books and an Arabic lexicon. And then below them are all the books related to my field of study, which is post-colonial studies. And I can promise you that I have read most of these books, and I have taught some of them and consulted them for my research. And then this small shelf on the top is a 17th century manuscript in Punjabi and a copy of the Quran, and then some of the books that I'm using for my current book project. And these are some of the dictionaries in different languages and some other books. So overall, to finish it here, when I sit in my office, I'm actually surrounded by books that are part of my life, and that's what I hope to share with you all. So there it is, an introduction to the books on my shelf and some of my thoughts about them. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. And if you would like me to talk about any specific novel or a book, I'll be happy to do that. Just let me know. And as always, I'll be grateful if you will subscribe to the channel and pass it on to others. Thank you so much, and peace and love.